Yo, what's going on? This is your boy RJ, Game News USA here, back today with another video, and this is going to come off as salty for me a little bit, and to be completely honest, there's a little bit of salt here. I don't like the Knicks. They recently just won the NBA championship, and their fans had a big old Philadelphia-style riot with a bunch of arrests and a bunch of problems going on. And a shooting and whatnot. But what does ESPN take the time to do? ESPN takes the time to try to make Victor Wembanyama of the Spurs the villain. Kick a man while he's down. This is what they do. They build up your stars, and then they want to step on them. So they don't like how he handled certain things. They don't like how he handles the media. So, of course, the media is going to attack, and I'm here to go defend Wemby. So, if you like this kind of content, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Alright, look, we're going to listen to this clip from ESPN. Then we're also going to listen to what went on in New York during their celebration of their first championship in 53 years for the Knicks. And you tell me what's worse.
To say about him today.
Yes, he absolutely has shown that he is very likely the future of the NBA, and he's shown he is not a finished product. We saw a streak of immaturity that really came to the fore in this postseason. Some of his decisions were really hurtful to his team, including the flagrant fouls. We will never know what would have happened.
The flagrant fouls did not hurt him. Did not hurt the team very much. What hurt the Spurs a lot in all of these losses, because there was 4 times they had a 12-point lead or more, including 29-point lead in Game 4 and lost. What hurt the Spurs was jacking up 3-pointers with a big lead with lots of time left on the shot clock. That's the kind of shit that is stupid shit that allows a team to get back in a game. And that has very little to do with Wemby. I've argued they need to have Wemby touch the ball more in the paint.
Have the NBA considered suspending him for the potential flagrant that wasn't called on Jalen Brunson. He might have not been playing in a Game 6 tomorrow because of some of his decisions. We also saw a player that under the immense pressure didn't have offensive moves to go to. And he was self-critical of that, even more so when he answered questions in French.
I think he had the most points per game for either team in the series. So again, this is crazy, okay? So the reason why LeBron sort of gets the hate he does, and it's a little justified, is, he kind of chokes in big moments here and there, and they're going to try to make this case with Wemby, but yet these same people defend LeBron. But yet when LeBron was Wemby's age and actually getting to a finals, they gave him a total pass to lose his first finals, ironically against the Spurs. But Wemby gets no pass at all. Immediately crucified by the media. Despite the fact they weren't supposed to beat OKC this year. This team was the year away team, right? This is the team that, they didn't make a big move to get Giannis or KD. They're a year or two away still. Yet they made the finals.
When you see the translations, he was self-critical of how much he needs to improve. I know that some of his comments came off as arrogant, and I definitely think there is a streak of arrogance in him as well. But I think all in all, him talking about how much he needs to improve and how much his shortcomings affected his team is the correct way to respond to the way this series went.
Alan.
Absence of self. He studied with Shaolin monks, and that's one thing that they teach. He did not have that. And there's a thin line.
That's the other thing that bugs me, what they're doing with Wemby, that really bothers me. And Nick Wright does this too. They bring up the fact that he spent time with Shaolin monks, has some sort of super negative own, when it's wait, if this is involved in this guy's faith, and this is a personal, important detail in his life to pursue, who are you, as some jackass sportscaster, to sit there and fucking criticize him he spent too much time with Shaolin monks, so that's why he sucked in the finals. When this is clearly and obviously one of the top 5 players in the world. In no particular order, Jokic is in there, SGA's in there, Wemby's in there, Luka's in that discussion, right? Possibly Giannis, who could be teaming up with Wemby next year, is in that discussion. But to sit here and act like, this dude spent too much time with Shaolin monks, so that's why he lost. It's so disingenuous, and it's such bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, the Knicks deserve credit for their comebacks, all right? And the Spurs do deserve blame as a team for their meltdowns. But they wouldn't have sniffed anywhere near these NBA Finals without number one, Victor Wembanyama in San Antonio. And at age 22, I don't care if this is presumptuous or not, he is going to win multiple championships with the Spurs. Starting with, I think they're going to win next year. And on top of that, he is going to very quickly, if he hasn't already done so, become the best player in the league and the face of the league. So, there you go.
In line between confidence and arrogance, he displayed the arrogance part of it, because if you're going to talk the talk, you got to walk it. And you're pointing to your head saying, I'm in your head, and then you're bricking free throws and turning the ball over and not making plays down the stretch. That's coming back to haunt you. He lacked humility. He'll learn. But one thing he also needs to learn from all this is to acknowledge the opponent. He walked off the floor after he was taught how to win by Jalen Brunson and the Knicks. One day he's going to win a championship. I'm going to say that with confidence.
So what? So what? He didn't shake hands. So what? I'm tired, whether it's in WWE or it's in NBA or NFL or anything. I'm tired. I am so sick and tired of be buddies with the people that beat your ass in a sporting event. It's dumb. It's dumb. I understand on a random Tuesday night in the NBA, shaking hands. But, and honest to God, if somebody does, that's great. If somebody's too fucking upset to even shake your hand, let them walk off the floor. It's okay. Tom Brady lost 3 Super Bowls. All 3 Super Bowls, he didn't shake Nick Foles' hand, and he didn't shake Eli Manning's hand twice. And he's still the greatest quarterback of all time. The humility and sportsmanship means absolutely dog shit nothing when it comes to who's the best. If that gives this man the killer will he needs next season to come back even better, so be it.
He's going to win a championship one day, maybe more.
Keep in mind, this comes from sports anchors who would stab their colleagues in the back to move up in their industry. They would stab their colleagues in the back to move up in their industry. I know for a fact they're like that. Most of them are.
And when he does, I hope at that moment he realizes, I learned how to win by losing to that team and that guy. Because Brunson sought him out and made sure to let him know, my response to you mushing my head and talking trash to me and laughing at me is the ultimate revenge, winning. And that's something that he had to learn. I don't know if he's learned it yet, but it might hit him one day. Wayne Gretzky learned in the same thing in the Stanley Cup Finals. He learned from losing when he saw his opponent beaten down and tired and said, we're not beaten down and tired. The next year, they won the championship. Wembanyama's got to learn from this, but he's got to acknowledge who he learned it from. And that who is Jalen Brunson.
I think there was a lot of pettiness. I think words like arrogance come up. I think being a sore loser comes up. And that's a sign of somebody who's 22 years old, who's extremely competitive.
Bullshit. Dude, everybody, for the most part, is a sore loser. And the ones that aren't don't care enough. LeBron's a sore loser. Michael Jordan's a sore loser. Tom Brady's a sore loser. Kobe Bryant is the sorest of losers I've ever seen. That's part of the mentality of trying to be the best. If I lose to my competition on YouTube, I'm a sore fucking loser. And it's going to give me that drive and that fire into my ass to do better.
Competitive, who is trying to adapt to what this game is about in this day and age. And I think there's still so much room for growth. But guys, to be frank with you, it's watching somebody become the villain. And the interesting thing is, like,
no, nobody's watching him become the villain. What you're doing is you're making him out to be the villain. Why? One of the reasons why is ESPN has a New York Knicks media bias. And Stephen A. Smith is the highest paid person on ESPN, and he's a New York Knicks fan. You know what? Most of the country, I'd hate to break it to the East Coast and the New York City area, most of the country wanted the Spurs. Did you know that? And Knicks fans are insufferable. The only kind of fans that are probably worse than New York fans are Philly fans. And they're violent when they win. And they're crazy. And they're stupid. In fact, we have a clip we're going to watch here in a second.
See that coming, but damn. New York City got turned into fucking Gotham last night. Apparently there have been 63 people arrested, 4 stabbings and 1 shooting following the championship win. So Jalen Brunson dropped a 40 burger and the citizens were actually tickling a double-double.
This video is a couple days old, but basically this city just went completely nuts when New York won. You know what I mean?
New York was putting up numbers.
Shots fired.
I'll never understand that kind of celebration where you're so happy that you start rioting, and then I guess Yosemite Sam starts firing into the air really excited. That's just so peculiar to turn something like positive and exciting into just fucking madness for no...
I fucking agree. Penguin Zero's dead on with this. Why would you go celebrate and just act a fool? Like, I understand maybe getting drunk and maybe dance around and act a fool. Why are you committing crimes and destroying stuff and hurting people's livelihood and tearing buses apart and shooting people and stabbing people? People in your city that you should be loving and cheering with because your team won. Explain that to me. Meanwhile, though, ESPN's got to focus on the shitty words that Wemby said when it's just words. Meanwhile, New York fans from ESPN, they get a pass. Total pass for being complete degenerate fuckheads. Anyway, guys, what did you think of that? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. But until next time, fuck the Knicks, and I will see you on the next one.